Hi Year 12. So this week's Changing Places CAT consists of 3 questions. The first 2 questions are multiple choice questions. Just be aware that each answer, or each question rather, only asks for 1 correct answer. So both of these questions are 1 mark, which differs slightly from the CAT that you had a couple of weeks ago. Just be really careful to read those words in the question. The first one talks about or asks about qualitative approaches. So just be aware of your definition of what qualitative approaches are about. And then similarly, it's making sure that you've read clearly the word exogenous here, which of course is really important in terms of identifying which quote actually describes the exogenous factor affecting somebody's sense of place. The final question actually is related to your place studies. So you will have done some introductory work already based around Poundbury, which is our local place case study, and of course Newham, which is our distant place. The question asks you to use primarily quantitative data, which of course you know is numerical data, factual numerical data that can be quantified. And it's asking you to contrast and comment on the demographic and socioeconomic characteristics of both your local and distant places. There's quite a lot therefore to do in that question. The key thing is that you will need to talk about both Poundbury and Newham. The other thing is that it talks about socioeconomic characteristics, so that would be things like types of employment, percentages of unemployment, maybe some information about the educational qualifications that are achieved in both places, and then also demographics. So this is more about the sort of makeup of the population, the average age groups, median age, percentage of people over 65, perhaps ethnicity, and how the population is broken down in terms of ethnicity or religion. You wouldn't need to talk about all of those things. For 10 marks, realistically, you need to talk perhaps about 4 things in total that span across the demographic and socioeconomic categories. The question is then asking you to contrast and then comment on. So contrast is very importantly about differences. So what are the differences between those demographic and socioeconomic characteristics of Poundbury and Newham? Comment on is a tricky command word, but it means, say something about it. It might be, what does that lead to? What can we then assume about the place given those characteristics? So this means that, this leads to, this shows that, this demonstrates that. When you're commenting on some of these quantitative bits of data, actually those will be the connectives that you're using. This means that, this leads to, this shows that, this demonstrates that. Okay, good luck.